Hi everybody and welcome to my channel, and here are my predictions for this weekend's Premiership matches. We start with Nottingham Forest versus Liverpool. Well, at the moment Forest are in real trouble. They're bottom of the Premiership, and really you can't see Forest getting out of this. At the moment, they've all that money they spent in the summer bringing in players doesn't seem to have worked. At the moment, Nottingham Forest have only won one. That was the start of the season against West Ham. Unfortunately, they've lost the last 7 and drawn 2. And of course they face Liverpool tomorrow, who've won their last 2 matches. They beat Manchester City last Sunday 1-0 and beat West Ham the other night by the same score. And I can see them beating Forest tomorrow. Sorry Nottingham Forest fans, I'm going to have to go for Liverpool. Nottingham Forest 0, Liverpool 2. Liverpool to win 2-0. Everton versus Crystal Palace. Well, at the moment Crystal Palace are 11th and Everton are 15th. And so far Everton have only won 2, drawn 2 and lost 5. Whereas Crystal Palace, of course Crystal Palace beat Wolves the other night. They've in their last games they've lost 2, drawn 3 and won 2. In this one all the pressure will be on Everton to try and get 3 points tomorrow, but it's not going to be easy against Crystal Palace. I'm going to go for Everton 0, Crystal Palace 1. Crystal Palace to win 1-0. Manchester City versus Brighton. Manchester City, of course, are second, and Brighton, they've dropped down to 8th. They was in the top 4 at the start of the season, but unfortunately with Graham Potter leaving to go to Chelsea and they have a new manager, it seems to be them dropping down the table at the moment, Brighton. Well, anyway, there's only going to be one winner here, I'm afraid. Manchester City. So far Manchester City have won their last 5, lost 1 and drawn 1. Brighton have won 2, drawn 2 and lost 3. Well, like I said, there's only going to be one winner here, and that's going to be Manchester City. Manchester City 3, Brighton 0. Chelsea versus Manchester United. Well, Chelsea are 4th and Manchester United are 5th, and of course Manchester United have got problems with the you-know-who, Ronaldo. He's been stomping his feet again, being naughty. He stormed down the tunnel the other night before the end of the match. I think Manchester United will be glad to get rid of him in January when the transfer window opens again. Anyway, I'm going to go for Chelsea to win. Chelsea to beat Manchester United. So far, Chelsea have won their last 5, lost 1 and drawn 1. Manchester United have won 5, lost 1 and drawn 1. In this one, I'm going to go for Chelsea 2, Manchester United 1. Chelsea to win 2-1. Of course, Chelsea beat Villa last weekend. And Manchester United drew with Newcastle. And of course, Manchester United beat Tottenham the other night. Anyway, I'm going to go for Chelsea to win. Villa versus Brentford. Well, of course, at the moment, Villa haven't got a manager. They've sacked Gerrard. Mind you, it's been coming for weeks, the way results have been going for Villa. Everybody knew it wouldn't be, sooner or later, that Gerrard would get the sack, and he did. The Villa's results at the moment are very poor, and of course at the moment Villa are 17th, whereas Brentford are 10th. And of course that match will not be easy again for Villa. Villa are now looking for a new manager. I don't know who they'll have, but they'll have somebody. Of course, the Villa fans were, I think Villa fans were getting excited last season when they bought Coutinho, and they thought that this season that they would be finishing the Champions League positions, the top 4. I'm afraid the Villa fans are deluding themselves. Anyway, I'm going to go for Villa 0, Brentford 2, although usually a team who's just sacked their manager usually wins, but I think Brentford will win. So far, Villa's matches so far, they've lost 3, drawn 3 and only won 1. Brentford, they've drawn 3, won 2 and lost 2. And anyway, like I said, I'm going to go for Brentford. Leeds United versus Fulham. Well, at the moment, Leeds are on the way down, I think. They're 16th. And Fulham are 9th. I did predict that Leeds would be one of the teams to be relegated from the Premiership this season. I'm still going to stick with that. I'm still going to predict that Leeds will be relegated at the end of the season. Fulham, I also predicted Fulham will go down. But of course they beat Villa last night. I wouldn't be surprised if Fulham don't stay up, but there's still a long way to go yet in the Premiership. Anyway, I'm going to go for Leeds 0, Fulham 2. Fulham to win 2-0. And the last matches so far for Leeds, well, they've lost 5 and drawn 2. Whereas Fulham, they've won 4, lost 3 and drawn 1. Like I said, I'm going to go for Fulham to win. Southampton versus Arsenal. Well, Southampton beat Bournemouth the other night. That's one of my predictions I got wrong. I said that one would be a draw, but Southampton won. And of course, Arsenal beat Leeds last weekend 1-0. I'm going to go for Southampton 0, Arsenal 2. Arsenal to win 2-0. So far, Southampton have lost 4, only won 2 and drawn 1. Arsenal, well, they've won the last 6 and only lost 1. And of course, Arsenal are top of the Premiership at the moment. It'll be interesting to see whether or not they're still there for Christmas and into the new year. We shall see. Wolves versus Leicester. Well, Wolves were after the Queen's Park Rangers manager, but he turned them down. he did. I think he done the right thing by stopping the Queen's Park Rangers, because if he'd have gone to Wolves, it'd have been a little bit too much for him. I don't think he would have stopped there long at Wolves. Whereas Wolves at the moment in the table are 18th, and of course Leicester are 19th. Wolves are above Leicester. And Wolves lost the other night to Crystal Palace, and Leicester won last night. So I think I'm going to go for Wolves 1. I don't know. This might be a draw. I'm going to go for a draw. Wolves 1, Leicester 1. Wolves so far have only won 2, lost 6 and drawn 1. Leicester are in no better shape really. They've lost the last 4, won 2 and drawn 1. Tottenham versus Newcastle. And of course Tottenham at the moment are 3rd, and Newcastle are 6th. It makes a change for Newcastle to be at the top 6. I'm usually struggling at the moment. Normally this time of the season, Newcastle are struggling. In this one, I'm going to go for Tottenham 2, Newcastle 1. Tottenham so far have drawn 1, won 4 and lost 2. Newcastle lost 1, drawn 3 and won 3. And finally, Monday's match, West Ham versus Bournemouth. In this one, I'm going to go for I'm going to go for a draw, I think. West Ham 2, Bournemouth 2. So far, West Ham have drawn 2, lost 3, won 2. Whereas Bournemouth have drawn the last 4 matches, won 1 and lost 1. And West Ham are 13th, Bournemouth are 12th. Well, that's the end of my predictions for the Premiership. You put your predictions in the comments. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you all again in another video.